Legacies are defined, and dynasties fall apart. Heroes are made in the fire of one single game. There's nothing in sports quite like a Game 7. It's a win or go home, and the world's watching. There are no tomorrows, no reset button. It's either a win or a loss. It's the final stand, where fortunes shift, reputations are rewritten, and moments are immortalized. The intensity reaches a new level in those last 48 minutes, fans holding their breath, coaches pacing like chess masters. And under the strain of it all, stars either shining or collapsing. Imagine those classic comebacks, buzzer beaters, defensive battles, and plots that still echo in the history of basketball. This isn't only about basketball. It has to do with pride, legacy, and sometimes retaliation. From unforgettable clutch shots to dynasty-defining battles, today we'll look at the best Game 7s in NBA history. So stay tuned, because you're about to relive the ultimate basketball experience. The 2016 NBA Finals Game 7 was an absolute drama. At Oracle Arena, the Cleveland Cavaliers competed against the Golden State Warriors. The series ended in a 3-3 tie. A single game would decide everything. It was a historic season for the Warriors. They were the most successful team ever, winning 73 games. The Cavs, led by LeBron James, had different plans. They were down 3-1 in the series, and in the finals, no team had ever recovered from that. However, LeBron had faith. The match was close. Both teams put forth a lot of effort. The score was 89-89, with less than 2 minutes remaining. Then came the block. LeBron James pursued Andre Iguodala and pinned his layup against the backboard. It was among the greatest blocks ever. Kyrie Irving then made a spectacular shot. He drained a deep three over Steph Curry with 53 seconds remaining. With that shot, Cleveland took the lead, and they never returned it. LeBron completed the victory with a free throw. 93-89 was the final score. The Cavaliers had succeeded. It was their first NBA championship. LeBron sobbed, and Cleveland celebrated in a way never seen before. That moment will never be forgotten. It's widely regarded as the best Game 7 in NBA history. It was more than a game. It was a battle between two old rivals. The Lakers and Celtics had previously played each other numerous times. The Celtics crushed the Lakers in Game 6 of the 2008 season. Kobe Bryant carried that defeat with him. In 2010, he had his chance for revenge. The 2010 Game 7 was held in Los Angeles. The Staples Center was crowded, and fans screamed from the beginning. The Celtics performed well and led by 13 points in the third quarter, but the Lakers persisted. Kobe had a brutal night shooting. Out of 24 shots, he only made 6. However, he discovered other ways to assist. He reached the line after grabbing 15 rebounds. Pau Gasol took the initiative. He pulled down 18 rebounds and scored 19 points. His size caused problems for Boston. The turning point came late. With 1 minute remaining, Ron Artest made a big three-pointer. The Lakers led by 6 points after the shot. It was a dagger. Though they made an effort to defend themselves, it was too late. The final score was 83-79, and the Lakers won. It was Kobe's second ring without Shaq, and his 5th overall. He described it as the sweetest title of his career. The Lakers avenged their loss from 2008. They did it on their court and against their biggest rival. This Game 7 was filled with guts, sweat, and pride. Style wasn't the point. It was all about will. And that's what makes it one of the greatest ever. This Game 7 was all heart. The Pistons and Lakers battled like champions. Both teams entered with something to prove. The Lakers wanted to repeat, and the Pistons desired their first ring. Game 6 was crazy. Despite suffering an ankle injury, Isaiah Thomas managed to score 25 points in the third quarter. However, the Lakers won by a single point. That set the stage for a huge Game 7. It was June 21st, 1988 in Los Angeles. The Forum audience was prepared. The Detroit Pistons established an early lead, but the Lakers stayed calm. They had been there before. Magic Johnson ran to the floor. He held the team tightly. However, James Worthy was the star of the show. He scored 36 points, grabbed 16 rebounds, and threw 10 assists. A triple-double in a 7th game and on the biggest stage. He's known as Big Game James for a reason. The Pistons remained competitive. Isaiah and Joe Dumars gave it their all, but the Lakers held on. The game ended up being 108-105, and the Lakers became the first team since the Celtics in the 1960s to win consecutive games. It was the height of Showtime. Magic lifted the trophy. Worthy won MVP of the finals. This Game 7 was a battle of wills, and the former champions made it through one final exam. It was also one of the best Game 7s ever. This game created history. The Lakers needed just one more victory to advance to the NBA Finals, but the Blazers had no plans to fold. It was Game 7, win or go home. The Blazers dominated the game for 3 quarters. They played it smart and fired smart shots. In the 4th quarter, their lead grew to 15 points. The Lakers appeared unimpressive, and the audience remained quiet. Then, something clicked, and the Lakers locked in. They engaged in defensive play. They ran and they scored. The Blazers, once so hot, have gone cold. Brick by brick, the strain was evident. Kobe Bryant took charge. He attacked the rim, made important shots, and created plays. Shaquille O'Neal owned the paint. The Blazers had no response. Then came the moment. With less than a minute left, Kobe pulled into the lane. He floated a gorgeous lob. Shaq rose and he slammed it down with both hands. Arms are in the air and the audience lost it. That play sealed the deal. The Lakers outscored the Blazers 31-13 in the 4th quarter, and the final score was 89-84. That win advanced the Lakers to the finals, and they went on to win it all. It marked the beginning of a three-peat. That game established a dynasty, and it was one of the most dramatic turnarounds in playoff history. This was Last Dance Game 7, and it was the final ring for the Bulls. However, the Pacers and Reggie Miller had other plans. It had been a close series. Since 1992, no club has put more pressure on the Bulls than the Pacers. Reggie felt energized, and in Game 7, he hit a game winner. Chicago hosted the game, and this was tied by the Pacers by 3-3. The stakes were quite high. At the interval, the Pacers were ahead, and they outperformed the Bulls. Chris Mullins hit shots, Rick Smits was big down low, and Reggie continued to score while running off screens. Scottie Pippen from the Bulls played hurt, and his back gave him pain all night. He was hardly able to move. Michael Jordan needed to do more, and he did. However, the Pacers emerged victorious. The Bulls then battled back. Jordan drove the ball to the rim. He drew fouls and attacked every play. Steve Kerr hit a clutch 3. Tony Kukoc made big buckets, and the bench stepped up when needed. Lately, the Pacers have missed crucial shots. Jordan also took over the defense. He directed fast breaks and tore up boards. Bulls held on 88-83. It was close and rough. However, they made it out alive. This was the only Game 7 the Bulls played in their title runs. It showed their heart, their will, and their fight. They advanced to the finals and defeated the Jazz. In the 6th game, Jordan made the shot. The last dance ended with ring number 6. This Game 7 wasn't close, but it was still wild. The Clippers were built to win everything. They had Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and depth on both ends. They led the series by 3-1, and most fans thought it was over, but the Nuggets had other plans. Denver fought back from a 3-1 deficit not once, but twice that year. They beat the Jazz the same way, and now they had the Clippers in their sights. Both Games 5 and 6 were comeback victories. The Nuggets remained unflinching, and they were prepared for Game 7, locked in. While the Clippers looked tense, they missed shots and froze under pressure. The Clippers started strong, but the Nuggets stayed close. In the second half, the Denver Nuggets took over, and the Clippers couldn't keep up. Nikola Jokic was the star of the night. He only scored 16 points, but had 22 rebounds and 13 assists. Jamal Murray was on fire. He scored 40 points, hitting big shots when it mattered. The Clippers appeared exhausted by the second half. Leonard and George combined for just 24 points. They missed many shots and couldn't stop Denver's momentum. The Nuggets won 104-89 and made history. No team had come back from 3-1 twice in the same postseason. This wasn't a thriller, but it was one of the biggest playoff collapses ever. The game showed Denver's heart and skill. They didn't give up, played as a team, and earned their spot in the Western Conference Finals. This Game 7 is an absolute classic. Celtics against the Sixers. The two groups each had 62 victories. The entire series felt like a war. Out of the 7 games, 5 were decided by the final shot, and the drama continued. The Game 7 in Boston was intense. The crowd was loud and the players were confined. Big stars filled the floor. Larry Bird, Julius Dr. J. Irvin, Andrew Toney, Robert Parrish, Nate Archibald, Maurice Cheeks, Kevin McHale, and Bobby Jones. Every play had the potential to change the outcome of the game. Philly got off to a great start and led most of the game. Andrew Toney kept hitting jumpers, and Dr. J soared through the lane. However, Boston stayed close. They were tough and continued to fight. The referees allowed them to play in the fourth quarter. It became physical. On nearly every play, bodies struck the ground. It resembled rugby more than basketball. Then came the moment. When just under a minute left, Larry Bird grabbed the loose ball and banked in the go-ahead shot. The Garden blew up. The Celtics were ahead, 91-90. Philly had one last chance. They set up an alley-oop play for Julius Irvin. Bobby Jones threw it in. However, the pass sailed far, and Dr. J couldn't reach it. The time ran out, and Boston won. The crowd erupted with joy. There hasn't been a game like it since. The pace and the hit, everything was pure playoff basketball. From Larry Bird's spectacular bank shot in 1981 to LeBron's block in 2016. From the Nuggets' stunning comeback in 2020 to the unforgettable Lakers-Celtics battles. Game 7s have produced some of the most thrilling moments in NBA history. Who knows what Game 7 magic we'll see in the future? One thing's for sure, when everything's on the line, legends are made. So what's your ranking of the best Game 7s ever? Have we missed any Game 7 gems? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the upcoming video.